Exactly. Well, yeah, for me, it came, thank God for my family and good people who are around me, but not everyone has a good support network. But really, it has to come from yourself, it has to come from inside. And I think being grateful for just everything you have, that really sets you going into a positive mindset. When you wake up and you say,
Hello, Lauren. Good morning. How are you doing?
good morning, good, thank God, how are you?
I'm doing amazing. I appreciate, that you put some time aside for the show today, and I'm really honored to have you on the show. Thank you very
Thank you for
much.
having me.
For sure. Listen, there's so much to learn from your story. So I just, I heard about your story and I was like, wow, that's impressive. Like that's so impressive. And I would love to hear more about the story and more like details. How do you do it? So for people that don't know and are probably asking themselves like, what is he talking about? I'll let you start with your story, which is mind-boggling. It's like, wow. So please,
Thank
please,
you.
please share the story. I would love to hear it.
Sure. So I'm 26 years old now, thank God, living in Israel. But when I was 17 years old in high school in Canada, I was in an accident. I was in a football accident, American football, and I suffered brain damage, actually. And it really brought my life to a stop. Everything stopped. My whole future came to a crashing halt because I couldn't walk properly anymore, and I couldn't talk properly anymore, and I couldn't see, and I couldn't think, and I couldn't function. So I had to drop out of high school, and all my plans for the future really went up in a cloud of smoke. And it was very difficult. It was the hardest time of my life, physically and mentally and emotionally, mostly physically, because I was very, very sick and debilitated. And the doctors told my family that I should be, I should get used to the fact that I'm going to be non functional for the rest of my life, like that I would never be a normal person again.
Wow.
And it is unbelievable, really. So thank Hashem, because God allowed me miraculous healing, and thanks to my family who never gave up on me in the whole time that I was recovering for about 5 years. They never gave up on me. Thank God I'm here today to tell you the story, and I'm healthy. And I hope that it can inspire other people who also were suffering similar injuries and illnesses and stuff like that.
Wow, wow, that's crazy. That's like really crazy from a place that being, athlete going playing football to correct me if I'm wrong, did they tell you that you won't be able to walk
No, they told me that I'll never be able to walk properly.
properly?
I was struggling. I didn't have any balance left. You know, when you get brain damage, it damaged the balance center in my head. So I couldn't balance. It was like I was falling over all the time, like the floor was moving under me. So they said I just had to get used to it. You know, all these things. The doctors just said, well, this is your life now. And it was scary, and it was challenging beyond belief, and physically it was just the hardest challenge I've ever been through. But Baruch Hashem, it was also the best thing that ever happened to me in my whole life, because it made me the person I am today, and it brought me to where I am today.
Wow, wow. That's crazy. You know why? Because Lauren, you mentioned that the doctors, and I'm not like doctors are doing amazing things in the world, and I'm not coming to shame doctors in any way, but the doctors were your experts at that time. And when like the expert tells you you can't do this or you should get used to this new type of life schedule, and you overcome that, like most people would say, well, listen, if the expert said, if the doctor said so, I guess that's what it is, and there's nothing I could do. And
Right.
even though they told you that, you and I know you gave praise to God, and I'm all in for that, to God, to your family. But what were the tools that helped you actually overcome these challenges, these obstacles when like the expert tells you that you can't do it, and you anyways, right now you're healthy, you're moving, you're feeling good. What are the tools that you use in order to overcome all these challenges and get up?
Right. Well, the first thing is that I'm a very happy person, and I had to take a very positive attitude to everything that was going on, because if you wake up and you're depressed and you're sad and you think the world is over and your life is over, you're never going to do anything, right? What's the point? It all seems futile. It all seems pointless. But I would get up every day. I would wake up, and even though I was in extreme pain and sickness, I would be happy to try again. It's a new day to try again, right? And different things I worked on in different ways. And my family was really my rock, my support that I relied on 100%. For example, after my accident, I couldn't do math anymore. Obviously, my brain didn't work well, and I didn't know
Oh,
how to do math anymore. I didn't know two plus two. But
wow.
every day I would sit with my mom, and she would teach me from the beginning, and she would work with me, two plus two. And when I didn't understand it, she would sit with me for hours and explain it to me and try teach me and never give up on me. And she wouldn't let me give up on myself. So even when I didn't get it one day, it was okay. We said we would do it the next day. We would keep trying every day until I got it. And eventually I got it. Baruch Hashem, thank God. Eventually I got it. So it was challenging, but a positive attitude combined with never giving up, never allowing yourself to give up, never allowing yourself to say, this is it. That is really, I think, the major mindset that propels you forward, that allows you to overcome obstacles. Because if you settle and say, this is it, this is my lot in life, then there's no point, right? What's the point in even trying to go forward? You have to say, tomorrow I will be better. Tomorrow things will get better. And it did. Over time, it did.
Wow, wow, wow. You said something so beautiful. Like you said, I woke up in the morning, so even if yesterday didn't work, so I woke up and have another chance today. And that's so important because many times, when something doesn't work in our life, so people can tell themselves, well, it didn't work, nothing to do. I guess I should give up. And you said, no, it didn't work. And your mom hoped you again, and you had the attitude again. You're always giving the gratitude to other people, but folks actually I knew like that you had that mindset that okay, it didn't work, I'll try again. And if I need to shift something in the way that you did something, whether it's math or going back to walk the way that you were before, so okay, I'll try again and I'll try again. And it's so important to understand. And I think something that is really crucial where you start with the positive attitude, and you could tell me how important it is, but you mentioned that if you don't have that, so you won't want to do anything. My question is, and I'm not sure, I'm bringing up the question. I wonder what's your answer. How does someone get into that positive attitude? Is that like a saying, okay, like I'm thinking about the worst. If I don't have that positive attitude, so I'll only go down, and that brings you that positive attitude, or you get it from your family that you said is amazing, like surrounding people that surrounding you that are supportive. That's also really important, but how do you get that positive attitude? Because most people, I don't know most, but a lot, when they're in a challenging place that nothing's working, they'll say, well, like you said, you don't want to do anything. How do you get into that positive attitude?
Exactly. Well, yeah, for me it came thank God for my family and good people who are around me, but not everyone has a good support network, but really it has to come from yourself. It has to come from inside, and I think being grateful for just everything you have, that really sets you going into a positive mindset. When you wake up and you say, "Wow, I've woken up again, another day." That's the first thing you can be grateful for in the day, that you woke up, right? You didn't die overnight. Immediately now you've got a positive attitude towards the day. And wow, my eyes are working today. I opened my eyes. Not only I'm awake and I'm alive, but my eyes are working today. And if you just take it one step at a time to be grateful for everything that is good and everything you do have and everything that is working, by the time you get to approaching the day, you're already positive and you're already in a happy mindset. So that's really where I'm coming from, just learning to be grateful for everything.
Wow, amazing. Really like your story is so inspiring. There's so much to learn. And you said such a crucial point over here that you mentioned, because people that are hearing this, they could say, well, listen, Loren had a really supporting family, and that's so important to have people that support you, but we don't have it. But then you mentioned a different thing, and you said, no, it comes from inside, it comes from in you. And
Yeah.
that's so important because when you or anyone, when we kind of, we say, okay, well, for them it worked because A, B, C, D, but for us it doesn't. Or basically we tie our situation, our attitude on things from the outside of us. So we can't really change. We're kind of in jail because we're tied up to someone else. But when you say, and you just mentioned it, that it comes within you, any person, of course, it might be easier when you have more other things around you, but also if not, it comes within you, and there's so much beauty in you and each person, and just open your eyes for that. So I really appreciate, sharing that point, because I know I see already how it comes up that, each person could tell, well, my story is different. That always comes up. My story is different. I could share
Exactly.
I could share with you also when I went through a challenging time. So I did something similar to what you did. Well, first I used to not accept the challenge. And I think today it's not good. I think today we should first say the challenge is here. Don't cover it up with gratitude. Have gratitude. I'm a huge believer in gratitude. But first accept the challenge. And then after I accepted it, so I used to go for a run in the park. And I used to tell myself, like you said, wow, amazing. I could actually see the flowers. I could see the trees. I could smell, like I could hear the music. I could stand on my legs. So like you said, each person, I'll say 99.99% of the people can find something to be grateful for. So I really appreciate bringing up those points. Now today, like, are there things that you tell yourself, you said it was one of the best things or experiences that you went through. Are there things that you tell yourself today that you would have done different through the recoverment, the rehab?
Um, no, you know what? I have no regrets in life. It was the most challenging time, but it really, really brought me to where I am physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, religiously today. So I have no regrets because I wouldn't be the person I am with the personality I have now and the outlook on life if it weren't for this event and the struggles of recovery. So I have no regrets. I'm totally grateful for where I am now and what I've been through. And if it can just inspire anyone, then it was all worth it, right? If it can even give comfort to one person anywhere in the world, then it was worth it. And yeah, just going back to what you said before about accepting the challenge, I think it's also a great thing to get you in the right mindset is to take personal responsibility, meaning what happened to me was not my fault. It completely was out of my control. It happened upon me. It was a challenge that was brought to me. I didn't ask for it and I didn't do anything to bring it on. However, it is my responsibility how I respond to it, right? When we have to take personal accountability. Okay, these circumstances are on me now. This is my life now. What am I going to do to respond? I never blamed anyone else and I never blamed the world and I never blamed other people or God. Right now, it's my responsibility of how I'm going to tackle this challenge. And I think that's also important for keeping people in a positive mindset because when we shrug off responsibility, it becomes easy to blame the world and to get resentful. But I took it upon myself as my personal challenge, It's here for me. How am I going to respond?
Wow, listen, Lorena, you're taking all the excuses from people. Like every excuse they have. Well, they could say, well, she got tackled in football. It's not her fault in our life. So amazing,
Right.
amazing. You're taking from people all the excuses away, which is great because now they could focus on and I'm also we're always talking about obstacles and and getting better and overcoming them, but also seeing all the beauty that is already here. So
Right.
I really appreciate you bringing all those points. And just for the last thing, I just want to say that you mentioned that challenge, that time in life that back then was like the worst time could be the best time. Not could, it is, it got you to wherever you are today. So is there anything that you maybe recommend to people to, after they go through the challenge, how to look back at that challenge and turn that into a stepping stone and not into a stone that actually buries you? Because you could
Right.
have that
Absolutely.
experience and
Yeah.
you turn into a stepping stone. Someone else could turn into a stones that buries them in the ground. You gave here a few, a few amazing tips and not tips, it's things that you actually did. Is there anything else, or those are like, the main?
Yeah, those are the main ones. But I think also just knowing that life is like a big puzzle and we have no idea where we are in the puzzle, which piece we are, or how much of the puzzle has been built already. And we can't look at it like, I know the whole big picture. We don't know the big picture. We can't see it. We're inside of it. So just to have a calm.
Hi, I hope this video is serving you. I just want to share with you that my belief in life is that you are here to serve a purpose greater than yourself. But in order to do that the best way, you must start with investing in yourself. Enjoy the rest of the video.
and a sense of faith in that the picture's still being built. We're just one part of it. Just to stay calm and know that there's a bigger picture that we can't see. It also helps to bring peace, positivity, gratitude. So I would just say to think of life like that. When I was in the middle of it, I didn't know what the story would be. I didn't know at what part I was or where it would end, and I still don't know where I am in my own life story. But just to know that we're in the middle of it, we can't see it from the outside, so it's all okay. Just to stay calm and stay stress free, and know that it's okay not to know the bigger picture. I would say that's the tip I have.
Wow, I love that. Surrendering and letting go control. That's like you gave your like each one of your it's more than tips. Each one of your advices are like could really change people's lives if they actually practice it and implement it. And it's not a one-time thing. We need to practice it every day. But
Right.
it's really worth gold. All of the advice that you gave over here, and now actually also the practicing of it. So I really appreciate your time. I'm sure that all of it, all of the advice, everything could really help people light their path. I believe when you light your path, so you also light the path of the people surrounding you. So I really appreciate your time. Thank you very much. And I wish
Thank you.
everyone to take all of their challenges. There's a saying, when you reach rock bottom, you realize it's only foundation. So take that, everyone, like take the challenging times in your life and also the happy ones and turn them into a stepping stone, into something that is actually can help you grow like Loren did. So Loren, I really appreciate your time and your wisdom, your advice. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
For sure. Have a great day. I hope you enjoyed the video and you got some tools to overcome your challenges and light your path. For us to help other people, please press that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget that the most amazing things in life are the one you take for granted.